what's the most advantageous area that you think investment should be made into? Should we be looking at sort of software? Should we be looking at hardware, body-worn cameras, AI, and sort of CCTV? Where do you think the sort of industry is heading in that sense?
All technology, I think. The AI technology with all the suggestions, because it protects theft, it detects other things as well, because there is other AI technology out there that does detect other things, like if a bag was left in a random place or something like that, it will detect that. The body-worn cameras, obviously they're so important for evidence collecting, SOS buttons, and making sure that that security guard is safe and they've got the backup they need. And then you've got the facial recognition, which is important to make sure no one else comes in. And then you've got the displaying of the suspect. So all the technology works together as one, and that's what we want. We want the security guards, the businesses, and everyone to feel that they've got that full connection, and then we've got their backing behind them.
I actually interestingly saw this in action the other day, and I've not really been privy to the face recognition software yet. But I was at an event the other day, and a male placed a knife behind the venue a few days before, and the venue had picked that up. The face was within the facial recognition software, and then he came to the event, and the police were there ready, and he was arrested. It was incredible to see. I was like, no, it can't possibly work. Surely it's not hit, and it was incredible. So yeah.
You got to think, technology is always evolving, it's always getting better. So at the minute, it's very young, the AI technology and that, they're very young, they're like 6 years old. I know it's like more than what we are, like the advanced form, shall I say. But it's very young at the moment, so in 10 years time, just imagine where that's going to be and how good that's going to be. You've got to be that sort of minded to know what to place in there, because the criminals will try to get away with it, and they will try other systems to get away with it, like the tinfoil bags or put foil over the alarm tag. They always think of a way. You've got to be one step ahead always.
See, I'm going to come at that from a completely different angle and say that I think in the next 10 years, the thing that's going to add most is that those at the top of different companies are going to understand how security is actually a business enabler, and therefore us as an industry need to translate a lot of what we speak into protecting and discussing about threats and trying to scare and get things that way into enabling that understanding of where you can enhance a business. But the thing that's going to force it, I think, is this new is Martyn's Law coming in, because all of a sudden those directors on boards who control the budgets are saying, we're not going to allow you to pay £12.70 an hour for a security officer. We've got a bid in it at £10.50, and that's the contract that you're going to go for. They're suddenly going to go, actually, what we want to do is check and see that the companies are providing the capability, are ticking the boxes, that they have carried out the right training, they've got the right protocols in place, they've got everything else in place, so that if an incident happens, we're not going to be held liable under what Martyn's Law is going to bring in. And therefore I think the biggest changes that we're probably going to see in the industry are not necessarily the tech. The tech's going to go faster than we can keep up with the ideas, because people are going to develop more and more tech to do more and more things, and the industry is going to be, the manufacturers are going to be telling us what they can do for us. We're going to then need to decide whether we can integrate it, and that'll drive our training and everything else forward. But we're not going to be able to bring all of that in unless we can get that business case that's going in at the higher levels of companies. And I think this is where Martyn's Law is going to create that sea change. And even if Martyn's Law comes in, and I personally think that whenever it comes out of Parliament and gets brought into law, and we're still a minimum of 18 months off that, because the draft legislation hasn't even hit Parliament yet, and it's at least a 12-month process to get through the House of Commons and the House of Lords before it goes through, more likely 18 months, right up to the next election and the beginning of that. And therefore it's likely to get watered down politically, so that there's no political hot potatoes in it. But even if it does get watered down, it gives a baseline. And that baseline is something that the likes of insurance industry will turn around and say, whilst you're not mandated to do this, you're recommended to do this, if you don't do it, your premiums are going to be there. If you do it, your premiums are going to be there. So in effect, it's going to become as close to mandatory as possible. but it's going to take time for the industry to do that. But it's that security is something that you have to do to security as an integral part of the business and enhancing the business. I think from my perspective it's going to be the biggest change.
Quite a big